Oh, all right. Oh man. All right, party people. Yeah, literally just rolling in home. Seriously, I'm really just getting home. Ran upstairs. Hope my microphone is working good. I didn't even check that. Let me check my microphone real quick. I forgot to do my audio check. Okay, yep, that's working. All right. Yeah, yeah. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Today was a beast. Today was a beast, was a beast for me. Ripping and running all over the place. So I'm finally home. Wife's home. She's downstairs cooking some stuff up. And so we ain't gonna be on long tonight, promise you that. Just gonna be on for a little bit and everything. Um matter of fact, I might as well go and show y'all this so y'all can get an idea of what we're talking about here. Because everybody's always talking about these. Hey, what's going on, Jaylene Rogers? Everybody's always talking about these streams of income and stuff. And I'm gonna just be straight with you, and I might have to say it again when more people get in here. Black folk love talking about streams of income, all these multiple streams of income. And I know people like, oh, no, y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, folk can't start a half a business, and then next thing you know, this, hey, I got this third stream and it's 18 stream. I'm telling y'all, I still haven't figured out how to just to play the audio because if I play this video, that's why I put it out on my community tab. Hey, what's going on, babe? Wife downstairs cooking us some food. Um, for tomorrow, this weekend. Um, yeah, this income stream thing is a huge issue. And as you come in, if you I know I sent the thing out late. I've been ripping and running all day. Um, but if you had a chance to look at this video prior tonight, before it came on, put a one in the chat. You might not had time to do it. It was only 20 minutes. Um, but it's a real good video on understanding income streams, and my gut tells me, like depending on how people look at it, income streams or streams of income. I don't know. I'm still doing some research on that to understand, make sure that it probably just means the same thing, but it could mean something different to other people. When you talk about income streams versus streams of income, and words matter. And there are people who, okay, Wanda looked at the video. What's going on, Ronnie? And like I said, if you had a chance to look at this video, um, matter of fact, let me copy it right now so y'all can have it for later. Um, and this, as it says, the truth about multiple streams of income. I'm gonna tell you, this video is really, really good, and this video set me straight, and I wish I could play it. Um, I really do wish I could play it without getting flagged from YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Um, all right, just put streams of income. All right. So I just put that in the chat. Now, the thought of income. Now, if you're looking at this, you can already see that this is different than what most people in the notary world are talking about. This income streams, earned income, meaning your W 2, stock dividends, rental income, capital gains, interest income, business profits, royalty income. Now, when people talk about in the notary world, everybody's talking about having multiple streams of income. Let me let me do it this way. There we go. People in the notary world always running their mouth about multiple streams of income. The question you need to ask them, are they talking about these? Okay, there we go. I had to get my thumb right. Are they talking about these seven strings of income? Because I guarantee you the notaries aren't doing that. Now, we can have multiple strings of income within the notary world. We'll break it down as loan closings, general notary work, apostille, trust, meaning wills and trust. You can have going it, I don't drew a blank. Yeah, I had them all in my head, and then it just dropped off my head, but we got those right there. Um, shoot, I'm tired too, y'all. So anybody think of any other, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about just from the notary world. Okay, just from the notary world. Okay, because I know we have like you got the lady here waiting efficient, you got process service, all of that. But the thing is, you really have to look at what do you mean by income streams? Okay, what do you mean? Because if it ain't these, then what are they talking about? And it could be probably anything. So the key thing is this: are you at least working the one that you got? And a lot of people aren't working the one that they got. They tinker with it, and then the next thing you know, they're trying to branch off into all of these other things. And within the notary world, I think many of you are seeing, just as I'm seeing, that a lot of people who are talking about being all these streams of income, they really aren't. They really aren't true streams of income. They're just things that they're trying, because a lot of times they walk away from one thing and then start doing another, but they don't have money coming in from all of them at the same time, or even periodically at the same time, like annually or biannually or quarterly or anything. They just, well, I tried loan closings. Okay, well, I'm gonna go over here to General Notary. Okay, I'm gonna go to Apostilles. I'm gonna go over here to Ron. That was the other one. Ron. I'm gonna hop over here to Ron. Now most people will say, well, all of that's just notary. And everybody wants to look at strings of income as it has to be completely separate businesses. I don't really feel that way when it comes to the notary, because at one point in time, I mean, look, within the loan closings, okay, you got purchases. Let me come off of this here for a second. You got purchase, you got sales, you got refis, you got HELOCs, you got loan mods, okay? You throw in debt settlements, reverse mortgage. You got all of those. You got those seven right there, okay? And you can work those seven, and those can be income streams. Just those seven. Because here's the thing, unlike somebody, you're going to always need a notary. Now, reverse mortgages might be popping, then all of a sudden loan mods might be popping. Then all of a sudden people buying, then people selling. And if you got people buying, there's going to be people selling. Then you got refis. You got all of these just in the loan closing side of the house. Then when you get into estate planning, you got the wills, you got the trust. Then you got people who may want a revocable trust or irrevocable trust, all kinds of things. So there's all kinds of different types of stuff when you really break it down that can keep feeding you. So the question then becomes, do you want seven streams of income or however many from different sources or from one source? And what's wrong with having it from one source? They spoke on it a lot, going back and watch it again. Yeah. And then those seven sound like your money is working for you. Correct. So the question is, here's the thing. If your money is working for you, that means you got to first make some money. So how can you make money? I always like to button my thing up here. Meant to do that earlier. I don't know why. For whatever reason, when I do the videos, I like my collar button up. If you got those seven working for you, that means you got to have money to have at least put into them. if you're not doing the loan closings or whatever business you have, then how do you have money to even do those things? You see what I'm saying? You got to have money to do those. So let's put those up again. Let's put those up again. So if you don't have money, you can't. So earned income is your job, okay? Your W 2. Then you got stock dividends. That means you got to invest money into that. Rental income. That means you got to invest money in buying a property. Capital gains. That's money that you got coming in. Interest income. That means you put money into something that's earning you interest. Business profits. That means you use money to start a business and you're actually working the business. And then royalty income from something that you've done and it's paying you over and over and over again for however long it can pay you. So the question is this: when you start talking about income streams, are you referring to any of those? And you could start off with working the income streams that you have within the industry that you're with. So, an income stream for a cosmetologist could be the hair cutting, the coloring, because not everybody wants color. You can have not everybody wants to have. You can just have a wash service, and they have those things called blow dry bars. So the blow dry bar, you just come in and get your hair washed and blow dried. That's it. They don't do nothing else. So I don't even think they style it. You see what I'm saying? So you have all kinds of things. Then you have you got people that like just do the massage scalp, just massage yourself. Then of course you got the weave, all of that. So you got all of these individual things that can be streams of income. And I think we're trying to be too big time with the business and not actually just work it. We're trying to have all of these different things and want to call ourselves a boss, and you haven't even gotten good at or even mastered the first level, which is just being a good notary and doing that aspect. We want to give all ourselves these titles. I'm a loan signing agent. I'm a certified this. I'm a certified that. But you're not even taking advantage of the loan closings. Hey, what's going on, Martin? How you doing there? What's going on? And so, anybody got any thoughts on seven income streams? I mean, was your seven were when you thought about income streams, was it this? Okay, as being as a notary, did you think of this as seven streams of income? Any kind of streams of income, was that in your mind with the notary, or was your seven or any number of streams of income you had all things that you actually had to work? Because if you look at it, there's only two, no, three that you actually got to work at, really work at. That's the earned income, which is your W-2, the rental, which is you got to go out there and actually physically get properties, and the business profits, meaning the business that you have, you're working, is bringing you profits in. The rest of them are really very passive. And in this video, he talks about that most people can only really work three actively, two to three that you can really only do actively. So this is why it's so hard for notaries to do all of these different streams. So these so-called streams within the notary, I'm gonna do apostille. Well, if you do apostille, you might have to give up loan closings, or you might have to give up other aspects of general notary work. All of this here matters. Okay. So what I want people to do is to start thinking more sensible and logical about these phrases that are being thrown out there. Everybody wants to have all of these, I know, a lot of people talk about being a serial entrepreneur. You got to have the right mindset and the heart for that. Because really, to be a serial entrepreneur, you're going to have to let go of that W 2. And if you're not willing to let go of that W 2, you're afraid to let it go or whatever, that's going to be a problem. Oh, I didn't get a chance. Well, I tried to get a fritter. They didn't have none. So I went to Dunkin'. No, not Dunkin'. Krispy Kreme, and got me a cake batter donut. Ooh, it's good too. Mm-hmm. That's the other reason why I'm like trying to find my daggone fritters. And them fritters been looking weak lately. came in looking real frittery and stuff. So I had to back off of them. But I like that cake batter one. That one's good from Krispy Kreme. So, any questions about anything? You know, I'm always open for any of your questions about anything within the notary business. But any questions about income stream? The way I can ask, when you think of income streams, was this on your mind? If what did you think of this as streams of income? Because we hear people talk about that all the time in the notary world. So if you thought this was the income streams, or this is what you thought of when it came to income streams with regards to what they talk about in the notary world, put a one in there if this is what you thought, and put a two if you had some other thought outside of this. Okay. So put a one in the chat if you thought of income streams with regards to notaries talking about income streams, these, or did you think it was something else? So for her, it's earned income in order, which will be business. So she got two streams: earned income from her W-2 and then business profits. So some people are saying they thought of this. We got one person that was thinking something different. So this is where it's at, and this is the problem that I have with a lot of the folk in this industry that are doing a lot of running of the mouth and telling notaries or telling individuals who are notaries how to make money and this, that, and the other. They don't really articulate it well, because right now we got one, two, three, four, five. We got five people in here, so that will be 20, 40. So 60% of people thought it was this, and then the other 40% thought it was something outside of this. You see what I'm saying? So not everybody's on the same page. And see, to me, a good educator would find out where's everybody minded at, because it's too many people talking about what we need to be doing as notaries, but they don't even ever ask you, what are your thoughts? Where are you at? How do you see it? They're just slapping out some stuff on the table in front of us and saying, believe this. Just believe this. This is the way it is. And this is why I challenge y'all so often to challenge them as to about what somebody's teaching you. Why do you want my money? Before I give you my money, what are you really talking about? What do you really think? Matter of fact, you could just go and search it for yourself and figure out 7 streams of income. And I talked about this before, about a year ago, I think. Yeah, or last year at least. Might have been almost a year. When was this video put out? So this was 2 years ago when I talked about this. Okay, so it was 2 years ago. So it's been a minute. You know, when he first put this out, I talked about it. And even then, not a lot of people was like, cool. So for those who just getting in, what I asked and everybody putting in the chat, if you thought strings of income, when you heard of strings of income, if you thought your mind and you thought about strings of income, if it was this, if you thought it was this, put a number 1 in the chat. If you thought streams of income was something other than this, put a 2 in the chat. Okay, put a 2 in the chat. And it's nothing, and it doesn't say anything bad. It's just that you had the wrong concept, or it just wasn't clearly articulated to you. And if it's not articulated to you correctly, it could change things. You see what I'm saying? They are building themselves up. They are building themselves up and trying to get you to follow them. Yeah. And this is what I'm trying to get notaries to understand, because as a business owner, you are truly, fully, 100% responsible for what happens in your business. And if you're unwilling, I keep forgetting to put my banner up here for y'all to hit the like button and stuff. If you are just solely waiting for somebody else to tell you every aspect of the business, you're going to be struggling. And y'all should know by now that you really can't fully trust everybody. There are some people you can trust. You can rely on them to a certain extent, but it's a lot of people that they just really talking out the side of their neck and just trying to get you to buy into them for clicks, views, and likes and all that kind of stuff, and help them with their bottom line. So, you know, that's it. And the thing is, so like for me right now at this base level for the last 5 years, my income streams are simply for the most part, anything notary, the inspections, and YouTube. Okay. So the commercials that they play, I get money for the ads that they play in YouTube and anything that anybody donates. Okay. So, but my main two is house inspections and what I do for notary. Those are my main two. If I get something from YouTube, cool. If I don't, I don't. And that's why you hear people who do YouTube always asking y'all to hit the like button, because when you hit the like button, that helps push it out, and not just to people who subscribe, but it pushes it out to a broader audience to get that person's message out. So that's why you'll see people come in. If you ever look at the little thing, sometimes y'all see me look up over here. I'm looking at the number of people who are watching, and you'll see it come in, and I can tell when it's just somebody passing through. So somebody passing through, it'll it'll spike up. Like right now it's 33, it'll spike up to like 35, 40, and then it'll drop down to to 30, because that tells me, okay, that's some people just popped in, saw it, figured they click on it, and all of that, didn't hear what they wanted to hear or whatever. Just like now it just dropped down too. You see what I'm saying? So I get that. But my main two streams of income is the notary work and then the house inspections. Now, within the notary work, I do everything that I possibly can. So I'm doing the loan closings. I'm doing the general notary work per se. I'm doing the I did a apostille, um Ron. So those are my four main. But then within, oh, let me get over here to the comments. But then within the loan closings, well, you got refis. Guess what? You got purchase, you got sales, you got VA. I mean, you got within on refis, you got the VA, you got the VA refi, the conventional refi, and the FHA. Okay. Then you got the purchase, then you got the sale. Okay. Then you got loan mods. Then you got reverse mortgages. And the reason why I point that out, because there are people out there, and I put a 3 in the chat if you heard people say, I'm not doing reverse mortgages. Put a 3 in the chat if you heard people say, I'm not doing a purchase or a sale or something. In any of them 7 that I just named, refis, purchase, sales, auto, that you've heard people say, I'm not doing certain types of those. And what that means is they're restricting their ability to make money. So there's a chance that they can make money doing reverse mortgages, but it takes too long. They could do loan mods. I don't like them. They ain't paying enough. I can do debt settlements. They ain't paying enough. I could do I can do regular refis, or I will only do VA refis, not FHA or VA or conventional. You see what I'm saying? So there are a lot of people that the stuff that I just named, they won't do. And I know people that's like, I'm not doing a purchase, I'm not doing a sale. They won't do them. So you're talking about streams of income, and you got 7 just from the right there with the loan closing, and you won't even do those 7. You won't even take advantage of all of those. So how are you really going to go and take advantage of other things that's going to require more time and effort? I like what I love about the notary business. Okay, let me get in here close to y'all. What I love about the notary business is that, one, we're needed. Okay. And two, there are so many options within the notary business. I hadn't even talked about the wills and the trust and all of that. Ron, I mean, See, if you do purchase and sales face to face, it's going to empower you and strengthen you to do it, Ron, because you're not doing refis, Ron. To do a refi on a Ron, no, there's no way. That's too many pages, too much. You're not going to do a refi on a Ron. You're not doing HELOCs on a Ron, which I don't see a reason why you can't. I think you can. I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that was another one. That was 8 HELOCs. So you got people who won't do these because, well, those HELOCs that come from this group only pays what, $50. Accurate group. They pay $50. You see what I'm saying? You got a question, Ronnie? You put a Q in there, or were you trying to type in a number? If you got a question, go ahead on and type it up. But yeah, thank you, Wanda. Yeah, don't forget HELOCs. So you got HELOCs. I mean, I'm making a lot of money off of HELOCs. I gotta sit there and calculate, but HELOCs have been like boom. And their HELOC, I've gotten paid as low as 35 for a HELOC, all the way up to I think either 70 or 100. I think $100. So it's been either 35, 50, 70, or 100. I take them all. I don't discriminate against dollars. Okay. I take them all. If I can take them, I will take them. Now, the only time I'm not taking something is if there's been some issues with that particular entity in either paying me, or mainly paying me, or just being difficult to work with. And there are some companies out there that's very difficult to work with. So if they're being difficult, then I have to back off of working with them, even though even if they're paying good money, I would still have to back off of them for that. I only listen no business because other people way of doing business is too confusing. Yeah, and a lot of people do make it confusing and complicated. And what we need to do and what we can do is not that hard. We have a very simple thing. But when you think about it, just in the mortgage industry, just the mortgage side, purchase, sales, refis, loan mods, debt settlements, which the debt settlements technically isn't the mortgage part, but I thought it was in there. Debt settlements, um, HELOCs, reverse mortgage. Oh, don't forget the loan applications, and then whatever else I said, I forgot already. I'm a little tired. But you talking about almost 9 different ways to bring money in just with mortgages. 9 different ways that you can make money just on mortgages. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? But what everybody wants to do is pick 1 or 2 things within the loan closing or notary field, do that, and then go hop over here into some other thing, and then another thing and another thing, which causes you to do what? Really need to start multiple individual businesses. But one of the biggest mistakes that I've heard notaries make is that they start the notary business and then they try to do something else and put that under the notary business. They try to slide that under as a offshoot of them, and it's not related. And there's videos on my channel from my accountant that me and him have done under the business interviews playlist. He talked about that. You it needs to be somewhat related. You shouldn't have 2 different. That means you got to start a total separate entity. And if you're struggling with the notary and keeping those books straight and managing that money, why would you go and start a whole nother business, whether you want to make it an LLC or not? And you got to manage those books, and you're not even good with the notary books. You're not keeping up with those checks. You're not recording that income. You're not even making that right. But then you want to start over here with something else. I'm purposefully pretty much staying within the notary world and maximizing all of that. Yeah, I know I could probably start a Verbo or this Airbnb and all that kind of stuff, but that can take some time and effort from this. So I like this. You see what Airbnb going through, and if Airbnb going through it, Verbo is going through it, Turo's going through it, and the like. So they ain't really messing. They're not messing with the notary business. And the only thing that's going to cause them to mess with our industry is us doing things all jacked up. us messing everybody's documents up, us taking advantage of people. A lady called me today and asked me about notarizing a will for her. Was it a will? Yeah, it was a will. Family members in the hospital, fully cognizant and all of that good stuff, got proper ID, everything I checked, but they wanted a will done. Now I'm going to find out this thing. She told me, she asked me how much. I told us, she said, "Can you bring witnesses?" I said, "Yeah." And my gut told me, I was listening to her and I was like, normally I charge $50 per witness, but something said, nah, just charge us 25. So I said the witnesses fee will be $25, and more than likely I'll probably have my sons do it, or either one of my sons and somebody else. And I might have to call Erica and get her to do it. So I have two people, so I pay them 25, then $20 travel fee for me, and then $5 per stamp. And she was like pausing because whoever the other person she talked to apparently was way out of her price range, way high. And I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna ask. I'm like, hey, how much were they trying to charge you? When it comes to general notary work, you got to stick with your state guidelines. Now, if it was some other entity trying to hire you on behalf of them, then yes, you can. You there's that business to business relationship. Okay, and the third party say, well, how much you? Then you can charge them a higher fee. I learned that from Amy Sykes and others. But when you have just the regular citizen that comes to you, non-corporate person, and they're asking for notarial services, you got to follow your state mandates. And notaries aren't doing that. You see what I'm saying? You're not doing that. So there's a chance that you could be making a lot of money here if you just do it right. They're charging astronomical travel, right? Travel and convenience fees. And I will tell you what convenience, and people say this all the time. Well, to do it is an inconvenience, then don't do it. If it's inconvenience you to go serve somebody as a notary public, a public servant, then don't do it. Either get out of the business or don't do the job. But everybody is, he said three. Yeah, everybody is trying to find a way to jack the price up. And if you're not happy with the pricing, then just get out. Just get out. But everybody wants to make it more. And in my opinion, a lot of people are trying to make the general notary work comp- compensate them to a certain level because they really don't want to do the loan closings. And a lot of people quiet, it not even quiet as it's kept, it is kept quiet. Then a lot of notaries struggle big time. They struggle big time doing loan closings. A lot of them panic. They don't understand. Look, we had the clubhouse room the other day where somebody was talking about doing a will and the person was deceased. And that honestly broke my heart for any notary. Young, old, black, white, I don't care who is that confused and at. And I wish somebody would have just told him to contact me and I would have helped them out with that. And I'm hoping that somebody in that Facebook group was able to get them straight and like tell them, no, you can't do this. But it's bad when you got people trying to notarize the signature of a deceased person. Somewhere along the line, they missed something. And then here's the first, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna ask y'all to do this, and only you will know whether you did it. I would love for you to tell me if you did it. If you run across somebody, each time somebody comes to you with something wild about what to do as a notary, I ain't talking about the marketing. So I'm talking about the notary part. Ask them, did they take training? Did they pay for training outside of the NNA? Because if they pay for training, that's telling you where the deficiency is. That's telling you where the issue is. The issue is right there. That is telling you. We did a clubhouse. I think Oswald was in there. That was a, and I was like, it. I mean, I'm really hurt by that because that shouldn't be happening. But everybody's all hyped up on trying to make money and not learning how to do this business correctly. And when you look at the notary trainers out there, are they really teaching us how to be good notaries? I ain't talking about great notaries. Just be a good notary, understanding your state law. No, because they tell her, well, you go figure out that yourself, go to your state laws, you go, you go to your state, but in the meantime, pay me all this money so I can teach you how to get 7 streams of income. But you can't do it, you can't even do it right. What the number one thing you have to make sure that you understand is this. I don't care how many streams of income you may have or have opportunities to have. If you do not do any one of those streams of income correctly in accordance with the way it's supposed to be done, you can destroy everything that you tried to build. Period. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. No sound. Can y'all hear me? So Wanda says no sound. I'm talking. You know what? Okay, you can hear me. Okay, all right, Wanda, you got to fix your sound. That's on you, Wanda. Okay, y'all can hear me. So new note. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You just took this to a new Carisha Williams. You just taught Griff something. New notaries taking this training don't realize they become another stream of income for these trainers. I understood that, but I just never thought about articulating it in that way. That's why you have so many new notaries that quit doing notary work and they do what? Switch over to doing what? Training. And they're being told by their trainers to do that. That's why the notary pyramid scheme. Y'all got to go look at that video. The notary pyramid scheme. The notary pyramid scheme. That's what I'm talking about in there. It said I'm talking to a few NSAs and they bypassed the internet and took training elsewhere. In most cases, that's the problem. Because most of them say what? Come to me, don't go to the NNA. But yet, a lot of those trainers, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I don't care. A lot of those trainers who do that are right there at the NNA conference. Don't even say no names, people, please. I don't want those folks' names in this live stream. Don't say anybody's names, okay? Don't say anybody's names. Don't say anybody's name. I'm just stating the fact. That's part of the reason why I have a hard time going to them, or even will go to the conference. And I know the NNA people who I know some of the NNA folk, and I'm not telling you not to go because there is some value there, but I'm of a particular mindset, and you can call me the old guy that said, get off my grass. I have a hard time when I know that some of these speakers and these trainers don't really have a heart for the people. They have a heart for their pockets. Yes, there are folk that's making money, but what's the percentage? There's a lot of people that aren't really truly making money and that's taking these folks' courses, or the money you're actually making is from pushing their courses. And we came in this to be a notary to make money doing notarial stuff with our notary stamp. And if you're making all your money and you're not even using your stamp, and then what? And if it's all about, oh, just get a signing company. Everybody got to have a signing company. We got 42 people in here. 42. Thanks for letting me know you can hear that, Linda. 42 people in here in various states, and we all decided to start a signing company. Understanding the state of notaries and the fact that notaries don't understand how to do their job as a notary. They understand how to do Canva. That's why I use my graphic to do Canva. They understand how to do TikToks, and they understand how to do Instagrams. But you ask them to do a notary thing, and then they just spaz out. And then they're up here asking about how do they go about doing a notarization for a dead person. And people think that I'm being mean. People think that I'm being, you know, I don't know, maybe uppity or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, this is what's happening in this industry. Folk, I wish, and that's why I love the fact that Marcy from Professional Services came on. She came and reached out to me to do the interview. And I don't even call it an interview, just a discussion about what she as a signing company are dealing with. My cake batter donut and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't looked at it, I need to go look at the video from I posted a couple of weeks ago. Some folk out here, not all trainers are bad. A lot of the state, well, I would say the state approved trainers, I think they're a-okay. These people who are trying to just teach notary stuff across the board, and you have a right to question them. You have a right to ensure that you are getting what you need from them. And if you're not, you need to take the proper recourse. It's that simple. I'm not saying trying to go after people, but what I'm saying is if the person ain't doing you right, then you need to deal with it accordingly. And you would do that in any other industry. But what has happened is that we've created this aura about the notary industry, and thinking that if you're not in a part of the cool kids club with some of these trainers, and I've been told that, well, if you say something about certain trainers, they'll come get you. And I'm like, that's a problem. That a person's supposed to be, I'm paying you to train me, and you ain't really doing a good job. You're below lackluster. What's going on, Caprinas? What's going on, man? You're below lackluster, and you're telling me I don't have the right to question you? Well, that sounds like a job. That sounds like a daggone job. That I'm working a job where I don't have any rights, which you do have rights as an employee. But here I am, a business owner, and I have a fiduciary duty to do this right. And I did a video about that. Oh my goodness, I need to find that video. I did a video about what fiduciary duty means. And we as notaries have a fiduciary duty to do things right. And if you're training me incorrectly, that's a problem. That is a problem. You're right. And folks are messing it up for us all. And I know I'm not trying to start stuff, but I'm only dealing with the stuff that's been started. I'm only talking about the stuff that's already been started, because people have been hurt out here because they're running around saying, I got to have all these streams of income, and you can't even get this one thing straight. You can't even notarize your way out of a piece out of a rice paper bag. And rice paper is some of the thinnest, most fragile paper there is. And you can't even notarize your way out of that. But you want to have all of these other streams of income. And I'm telling you, the reason why most people are doing all of that is because they're not successful at the first one that they try, which is being a notary, because they've learned some stuff that isn't right. They've been told to do some things that is way off, and they're too embarrassed. They're too afraid, and they've been intimidated not to address that with the person who taught them this crap. So they just, I'm gonna move on to something else. And see this again. and I know I'm sort of going retro when I make this statement here. I still have a problem with people teaching me how to be a notary, but yet telling me I got to take donuts and stuff into a title office to convince them to give me a chance. If your training was all of that, I would not have to go and get a 12 pack of anything to give to any daggone body in order to give me a chance. You don't even do that in your daggone W-2. You don't go to your W-2 with a bottle of whiskey, Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Black, for you old school people. You don't go there with that. You ain't going there giving gift cards to the daggone person. You don't do that. It says, I think those people are cornering the market for signing services. Unfortunately, to only have it, yeah, that's what they want. They want you to take their course. Yeah, Krispy Kreme ain't no joke. It's popping. I love that cake batter one. And then a penny or a dime, money adds up. It all spends the same. That is correct. And look, I've done $20. The lowest I've done for any kind of from signing services is $20. Did it? And to be honest, the $20 ones I like better than some of the $35 and $50 ones because the $20 one was a whole lot easier. Some of those debt settlement, I don't have a problem with debt settlement, but some of the companies out there make them too complicated. They're too stressful. And the companies that used to be out there, I can't remember. I don't see them anymore. So maybe that this one company, that little three-letter company, I ain't gonna say who they are, but they probably maybe they bought them out or they got the contracts to do all of it. And the way that they do things is very convoluted. It isn't smooth like the other companies that I used to do it with and everything. Um, I never heard of Notary Public of America. I will look them up real quick. I never heard of them. Okay, I'm looking at their site now. Um, my first time ever hearing of them. Okay, so they want you to join them for $49 fee. Okay. Um, so I guess if you're an NNA member to get um see like now I would have to really figure out. All right, they don't even have Virginia in here, so they don't even have all the states. So um I would be a little that right there. Okay, well I couldn't even use them and all of that and stuff. And because see, now my question is this just a money grab for them? It is, and I'm not trying Notary of America, whoever y'all are. I'm just asking a simple question, for critiquing purposes, just to verification. And I mean, and see this here thing. See this right here, right here, right here. Okay, my bad, y'all. This is all small. I didn't realize that. I'm looking off to the side. So right here, a notary signing agent, a notary public who has completed additional training to become qualified to notarize more complex real estate loan documents, especially mortgages. You as look like that's too small. There we go. I'm sorry though. Talking about this statement right here. Once you become a notary, you can notarize those documents. Because see, here's a question to become notarized to more complex. Okay, where is it complex at? What is the complex part? You see what I'm saying? What makes it complex? Okay, the notarial part is this. This is the notarial part. I got a video. Don't pay $150, for doing loan closing. What is the complex? What makes it complex? See, that's to me, that's a play on words. More complex loan, real estate loan documents. So my first question is going to be to them, the way I operate. If I was to sign up for this, okay, what makes it so complex? Where's the complexity at? Where's the complexity that makes it, that I have to have this certification or this qualify? A standard notary public, like a standard notary public, a signing agent is an official of integrity appointed by the state government who acts impartial. Hold up. Maybe, okay, hold up. So, like a standard notary public, a signing agent is an official of integrity appointed by a state government who acts as an impartial witness to the signing of important documents. Whoa. If I'm reading that right, it's like it's two separate, you're making it two separate things here. Like a standard notary public, a standard notary public. See, this is the problem that I have, is that they're belittling what we do as a notary. You tell me where in my state law that as a notary public, as a standard notary public, I can't do loan closings. You show me where I can't do them in accordance with my state law. See, now you're talking out all kinds of sides of your neck with this here. This is some crap, in my opinion. And these are the questions when you read this, you got to ask them, you got to get into my to help prevent fraud by explaining important aspects of the document to the signer and by verifying. See, they're putting the explaining of the documents as priority over verifying the signer's identity. No, the identity is supposed to be done first. You see what I'm saying? This is the mess this is what's messing notaries up. And whoever runs this here, you want to get mad at me, fine. I don't care. But signing agents also have income opportunity. You can make money. You don't have to be a signing agent. You literally, I talked to the NNA. They say you don't have to be a certified signing agent. You don't have to be a loan close signing agent. You don't have to be any of that. You are notary and you can do the thing, because people take stuff to the UPS store all the time. They literally can give the documents to the customer and say, go find a notary and have them notarize your signature on these documents. They literally can do that. But they have the system that we have to make it easier to find somebody. It's your job. It's your job. How is it inconvenient? Yeah. He said, it screams scam. How can you be of America and not list states? Yeah. And thank you for hopping in here after hours, Takesha. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm tripping off of this here. I mean, when you truly see, this is why I do what I do, people. And I know there's some folk out there that think I'm just, we are notaries from the beginning, middle, and end of time. The signing agent thing is a made up term that people have instituted, and they're using it to make money, to make it seem like a standard notary, like a standard note. I mean, that right there ticked me off, just to see that at like a standard notary. And that's them belittling who you are as a notary. They're belittling it and they make you feel inferior, and they make you feel as if you need to have something else in order to do this job. That's why I have a hard time. And I know people are going to get mad when I say that with a lot of the Maryland notaries, not all of them, but some of the Maryland notaries, it's all about that tip license. Let me come back to y'all. It's all about that tip license, tip license, tip license, tip license. Go to the NNA, go into the US reference and look up Maryland state law. Now, unless it's way out of date and they've changed it, as a notary in the state of Maryland, you can notarize documents if you're not required or have to go and explain the title side of the house. That's what they state law, that's what their notary law says. But everybody, I won't say everybody, a lot of people in Maryland, I know people gonna get ticked off at those Maryland people, and they're gonna go, you never talk about. Look, if you're gonna say stuff, say it right. Stop acting like because you have a tip license, that makes you something special. Because there are a lot of people who got their tip license, title and insurance producer license, is something separate, has nothing to do with notary. Because you can get that as a title person to in order for you to do what? Talk about title insurance and not notarize a single document. But there's people who became notaries after the fact, and they're like, "Oh well, I'm the holy grail. I'm like, whee, just golden, beams shining off of me." It's like, but if you read the state law, it says you could, if you're not going to be talking title stuff, because when you sell a property, you ain't talking title. When you do loan box, you ain't talking title insurance. I ain't never done anything or seen anything about title insurance on a loan modification or a HELOC. So how can you say you have to be a title person in the state of Maryland when there are documents that you can do? Especially we got notaries who do what? Not do all the aspects of the business. So there's notaries who can say, I only do sales. I only do the seller side. So the seller ain't trying to buy title insurance. So why can't a notary do that? But no, you got to be a tip. And I hear people saying that. And it's not about trying to start an argument. It's about just get down to the daggone truth of the matter. You're saying this. Well, what is the truth of the matter? What does the state law say? Well, somebody told me this is what we need to do. So I took the course and I passed it. So, and now you, the king or queen of tip stuff. No. What does the state law says? Same thing for Indiana. I haven't looked into Indiana's yet. But I hear a lot of Maryland notaries constantly pushing, well, I'm a certified this, I'm a certified that, I'm more than just a notary. I'm just like, you can't do nothing without having that notary. So no, the notary is the king. The notary is the queen. The notary is a whole daggone chessboard. Without the notary part, without this, ain't nothing getting done. That's why I always say the notaries are the most important, but the least powerful. The notaries are the most important, but the least powerful. We don't control the money. The lender does, and the escrow folk do. But they need us to do our job and to do it right. That's why I be going off sometimes, y'all. That's why I act the way I act, because I understand the importance of a notary and what we bring to the table. And it's not for us to hold anything hostage, but it's for us to come in here and do the stuff right. And I believe personally, the more we do things right, the more we will be able to do what? Get better pay. Because people will pay for excellence. People don't pay for incompetence. And the more incompetent we are, the less they're going to want to pay us. And then you who aren't getting paid to the level that you think you should, and you're not willing to do 60, 70, or 80 closings a month, you're going to bounce out. Or you're going to come up with some little scam thing to do to make money. And that's where we're at right now. We're at a critical stage in this notary business. And the old heads in this business, and not saying old heads as a negative, but those who've been in this business 10 to 15, 20 years, they know we're at a critical stage that the notaries got to start getting it right. And if we don't get it right, it's going to make it very hard, because all it takes is a lender to say, don't use a mobile notary. All it takes is the title company to say, we ain't using mobile notaries. I ain't talking about these signing companies. The signing companies are neutral in this. They don't have really a dog in the fight, because they're just like, hey, I'm just here. I talked to a guy the other day. There was this issue came up, this, that, and the other. And he was like, well, I ain't a notary anyway, so I don't know what you're talking about. But yet you want to tell me I'm wrong in what I'm doing, but you ain't a notary. And I get that all the time. So there's people, and y'all don't realize there are folk out here who own signing companies have no affiliation with being a notary whatsoever. They don't know nothing about being a notary. They don't know our notary laws in any way, shape, or form. They just know the person who told them, this is the person who's paying them, their client, the title company, or the lender who said, go get this done. They just, okay, yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. No questions asked. And I mean, literally, okay, let me put it this way. I had a situation where people had to sign the document. It was three people. There was no instructions in the documents. Three people supposed to sign the documents. And a couple of the documents that the three people were supposed to sign, there was only two signature lines. On one of them, for receiving money back, the accounts that was put there was accounts for two people, but the third person was not on those accounts. So I'm like, why would you have the person who is not on that bank account sign the document as if they are, and the check gets made out to the two people who are on there and the one person who's not? Because the escrow company doesn't know that Fred isn't on the account with John and Jane. They just know these three people signed and they said deposit in this account, and all three of them signed. So that's who names we're gonna make the check into. So now you go to try to deposit this check or wire the check into an account that does not have those three names on it. That's going to be a problem. So since this third person was not on the account, they said they're not on the account. Why fill out the proceeds authorization form on an account that you're not on? So what I ended up having to do, using some common sense, I had to print extra documents of certain document of the survey affidavit and a couple of others, because it dealt with the title. That person was on the title, they weren't on the loan. Out of the three, only one person was on the loan. And the only reason why the second person who wasn't on the loan signed the proceeds was because their name is on the account. That makes sense. But the third person wasn't on the account at all. And they was like, they need to sign it. And I'm like, why? So I'm talking to the signing company. I'm like, okay, well, we need to have a conversation here, because why we well, first of all, I'm getting documents for three that need three signatures, and there's only two signature lines. And I said, well, we need to have a why don't y'all have a conversation and talk to them? Well, no, I ain't doing that. No. So now the signing companies is afraid to say something to the title company that's sending out documents and without any instructions. You see what I'm saying? No instructions at all. And I'm like, hey, this is how we can solve this problem. And the signing company is like, nope, we ain't, nope, I ain't doing it. I'm like, but you see it's a problem. Oh, yeah, I see it's a problem, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't getting in an argument with them. And I'm like, what is there to argue about? How are you arguing when you see there's a problem and you're trying to get it fixed? You see what I'm saying? Not concerned with the legitimacy of the documents. Right. Disagree. Politicians get paid to do nothing. Face green smile. See, you see what I'm saying? So this is what I've been seeing. And I'm sitting here like, what would happen if this was a new notary? This is the stuff that we need to deal with, people. This is the stuff you need training in. All this Canva and Google My Business and Google My Profile and all of this, and get the shirts with your logo on it, and get the fingernail file with your name on it, and the nail clippers with your name on it, and the binder clips with your name on it, medical tape with your name on it, kinesio tape with your business name on it, water bottles with your business name on it, and you don't know how to notarize. You don't know how to do the daggone job you're supposed to do, and you're sitting up here trying to trying to notarize a signature of somebody who's deceased. But you done paid all that money for somebody's training course, and nobody took time out to tell you you shouldn't be doing that. Well, part of the reason is because they figured that it's common sense. Common sense that you should know that you're only there to notarize the signatures of people who are alive. However, how many people think about it? How many people do you actually hear when they talk about notarization actually say we're there to notarize the signatures, not the documents? Not the documents. And that's why when I talk about, I have to make sure I correct myself because it's easy to have it roll off your tongue that, yeah, notarize the document. No, I'm notarizing the signature on the document. That's what I'm there for. That's the purpose of a notary. But how many people have you heard that actually go out here teaching we're there to notarize the signature on the document, which is why we have to verify ID, put it in the logbook. The ID got to be right, credible witnesses if necessary, or you personally know the individual. Nobody's teaching that. And then you're wondering why notaries are struggling and putting stuff in Facebook. But yet everybody's trying to go to every single conference. And I have no problem with the conferences as long as you learn what to do prior to getting to the conference. Because at the conference is not the time for you to try to learn every aspect of being a notary. At the conference is to move you into the next level. But the problem is a lot of the conferences are nothing but what they sold you on YouTube. Take this course, become a signing company, become a trainer, become a book writer, become a this, become a that. And they don't focus on you being a notary. So at no point in time in your notary journey, because here's the question, outside of you doing it on your own, and very few people, maybe the Maryland notaries, and I give Elaine Wright, oh, I forget her last name. You know what I'm talking about. Elaine Wright. I forget. I can't even begin to say her last name because I keep forgetting it. But Elaine Wright, that's the Maryland trainer up there. I know the trainer, the notary trainers, the notaries up there get trained right if they go to her. But for everybody else, a lot of these non-state approved notary trainers, they're not teaching us, they're not talking about being they tell you go to the NNA, go do this, go do it. And they stay away from, well, every state is different. Okay, well, yeah, I got that. Every state is different, but there's some basics about how to be a notary. But everybody's worried about 7 streams of income. You can teach me how to have 7 streams of income, but you can't help me understand how to do notarizations. That's the part that made that's the part that I don't understand. But you can articulate something that you heard from somebody that you didn't even study or come up with the ideas of the 7 streams of income, Mr. Notary Trainer or Mr. Notary Trainer. You didn't come up with that. You took it from somebody else. However, you can't tell me how to properly notarize. You can't even take the time out to, okay, well, since I'm a nationwide quote unquote trainer, let me help notaries. Oh, well, here's what you need to understand concerning your state law. Like Laura Brewer did. Take the time out. They don't want to take the time out because they want to sit here and party all day long with your money. They want to sit there and what they want to do is make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. This is what they want to do with your money. Make it rain. Yeah, I'm pissed tonight. I ain't gonna tell. I ain't after seeing that website, that just made me mad. That's all they want to do. They just want to make it rain with your money. That's all they want to do. Make it rain with your money. Make it rain with your money. That's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. And if y'all don't like me, don't want to use me for your signing company, all this, that, and the other, that's on you. But you're going to be missing out on one of the best notaries in the state of Virginia. Because I do my stuff right. And yes, I do make mistakes. A lot of times I make my mistakes is because I'm dealing with a company that is anal retentive. But that's going to get me in trouble. That they're too lordy, they're too hovering over you and trying to tell you everything to do. You spend 15, 20 minutes listening to them give you a diatribe of instructions and all of that. And I'm like, I'm just here to notarize the document that has signatures on them. Notarize the signatures of that's all I'm here. And what happens is, like you said here, micromanagers. What happens is that when you have made promises that you can't keep, that you're depending on others to keep for you, that's when you become a micromanager. You're depending on somebody to do something that you yourself cannot do. You're depending on them to do it. You're hoping they do it. You don't trust that they'll do it. You haven't really prepared them to do it. And you become a micromanager. That's my take on it. Is that that video you told us to see before Fritter Friday was not helpful. Maybe I missed something in it because that seems like common sense. Okay, the video, here's the deal with the video. With this video here. The deal with this is helping. See, it's not common sense for everybody. Imlet, it's not common sense because earlier people said they pointed out that they had different ideas of what streams of income was. Some of them said these were the 7 streams of income that they thought about, and others said not. And what I'm saying is that a lot of people see, if you already understand the 7 streams of income, then you might like say, well, this ain't helpful. Okay. You'll probably honestly say that it's not helpful, but the point of the video is if you're telling notaries they need to have multiple streams of income, well, what streams are you telling them? Because there's a side of the business world that's saying this is the 7 streams. What 7 streams are you talking about in the notary world? And I'm bringing this to light because what I'm trying to do is get y'all to start asking questions of these people who want your money for this so-called knowledge. They want your money for this so-called knowledge, then you need to ask questions. It's that simple. So, so keep doing what you're doing, even if just one notary at a time. I'm a dude be Richmond, Virginia, and you educated me. You're welcome. I mean, I know I'm taking the chance because I know there's some signing company owners out there who are notaries and those trainers. And, I know you don't like hearing me talk like this, but I'm telling you, this is going to help your business out because many signing company owners, as y'all listen to Marcy talk, yeah, everything that she talked about, it had nothing to do with explaining documents and showing people the who and the what and the where and the why and all of that stuff. It was all about it was all about they didn't know what to do as a notary. Go back and listen to her. I know it was 2 hours we talked, and me and her had not planned to talk that long. It was supposed to be 20 minutes, and it just took off. And we just rolled with it. And we didn't even realize, I didn't even realize we had been talking that long until it was like an hour or something. I'm like, wow, we've been talking. And then we just kept going. And I was trying to find a way, and we just kept going, and all that good stuff. But if you listen to what she said, that's where the problem is. And there's other signing company owners who are dealing with that. Y'all get the emails. Nobody gets in trouble because, well, you didn't really explain the documents. You didn't show them the interest rate and this, that, and the other, which the loan officer and all of them supposed to cover that ahead of time. That's why they give them the documents to pre-sign ahead of time. But you didn't notarize correctly. That's where the problem comes in at. That is where the issue is. So all this 7 streams and 12 streams and 18 streams of income, and you can't even do the job of a notary correctly. How do you plan on managing 18 streams of income, 7 streams of income, or any streams of income if you can't do the job of the notary correctly? If you can't stay focused, for those of you who can do it correctly, but you can't stay focused because you're chasing this and you're chasing that. And there's a lot of you out there who aren't focused on this business the way you need to be because you have these lofty expectations of what you should be getting paid. I should be getting paid. I mean, you think about what we actually do in the grand scheme of thing of this whole mortgage process. And you're saying you need to get paid $500, $300 a pop. Now, are there things? Yeah, they're out there, but you're saying every single time you need to be getting paid that. And when you narrow it down, or as they say, whittle it down to why you feel that way, it's because of all the time and effort you put into this business that you probably didn't need to, but you did it based off of somebody telling you you should, and now you're trying to recoup that money back. And you're welcome. You're welcome very much, lady. You're welcome. It says, I feel so very blessed and found you, Griff. You just passed. I just passed my certification this week, and you have been the most helpful, honest, and helpful person outside of the NNA. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And like you say, congratulations to you. Congratulations. Very happy for you 100%. I know wholeheartedly, and I talk to title companies and stuff. And yes, there's some who want you to do all the fancy stuff, but there are a lot who don't. And what you got to understand how to do, and I did a video about it called Read the Room. You got to be able to understand going into some title companies and you rolling up in there with your cake batter donuts ain't it. You need to go in there empty hand, open heart, open mind, and willing to be a servant, willing to serve them and help them get the job done for their customers. That's what they want. But too many of these trainers, and not even so much the maybe not even the big boy trainer, but these offshoot trainers, the ones that are hidden behind whatever, they're the ones that got you all hyped up thinking that you're just gonna bust up in there. And I've heard notice talking about giving gift cards to the signing company, I mean to the title company. I'm like, as a public official with the state, are we supposed to be doing that? But I'm telling y'all, just go in there and find out what it is. How can you meet the need? As one preacher said, find a need and meet it. People only pay you for the problems you solve, not the ones you create. The reason why I know I'm popular with certain signing companies, even though I talk a lot of trash out here, not so much trash, but a lot of mess, I talk and say what I say, is because they know they can depend on me. They know that even though I don't necessarily agree with all of their different all these 1,500 pages and lines of instructions and all this that and all of the nitpickiness. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna put for every effort to do the job right. Every effort to do it right. If it can be done right, I'm gonna find a way to do it right. I'll stay up. I'll go back a second time or third time, whatever needs to be done. They know they can depend on me, but at the same time, I'm gonna speak my truth. And and what I personally feel, and I'll be honest, I personally feel that if you have a set of notaries that are solid and ain't gonna act up and they've given you proof that they're not gonna act up, I don't think we should be held to the same standard as quote unquote a lower tier notary who that might just jack everything up. I shouldn't be micromanaged. I'm a business owner. Why are you micromanaging me like I'm an employee? And if you're saying, and then when you sit there and you sit there and talk about, well, you need, more training. Well, what training do I need? Because if the training, if I'm doing my job as a notary correctly, and see, here's the thing, I think the training that a lot of people get is what causes the errors because we're trying to be perfect and we're trying to execute all of this other stuff. And that's where the problem comes in. Because if nobody's teaching me how to be a notary, notarizing properly, and I'm trying to execute all of this stuff, explaining documents and pointing to the what and where and not and deep and not and all that stuff. But why are you hemming me up? Oh, you missed this stamp, you missed that notarization, you missed this, you missed that. You didn't get this day. Okay, yeah, I missed all of that, but I did explain the documents. Now the signing company would accept that. But I did explain. I explained it. I told them where the interest rate was. I told them when their first payment is. I showed them where the escrow is. I did that. That's what I was trained to do. And I was told not to go to the NNA. So how can you be mad at me when I did everything that I was trained to do? I was never properly trained how to notarize. They told me don't even worry about reading my state handbook. I don't know. I got to ask the question. Has anybody been told by a notary trainer not to read your state handbook? Maybe you have, maybe you have. I hope you have not. If you have, just put yes in there. Just put a yes or why. If you've ever been told not, don't worry about reading your handbook or all that kind of stuff. Because I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told you that. I know people have told y'all not to go to the NNA, come to them first. And that right there is a big red flag. Because if because that means you're not approved by the NNA. Yeah, you might be one of the cool kids of the NNA, but you're not necessarily approved by the NNA because you're only teaching stuff from your perspective from your state. So why would you tell me not to go to the NNA? Primarily, in my opinion, because if I spend my money with the NNA, I have less to spend with you. Now, I've been begging somebody to prove me wrong on that. Why would you tell me not to go to the NNA? And I'm not saying the NNA is the end all be all, but what I'm saying is at least with the notary essentials and the signing agent training, you do learn some decent stuff there. And one of the things they teach you in the signing agent training is that we are not to be explaining documents. We're not the escrow officer, title, and just that and the other. It says it in their signing agent training. So if you go and hear that first, then why would you go listen to them talking about doing opposite of what the NNA just said? That's what I think the game is. Keep you from hearing the truth about what we're supposed to be doing and get you and get you to pay for a lie. And I would challenge you to go take the signing agent training course with the NNA. Take that course. Oh yeah, hit the like button, y'all. I don't know how many likes I got in here. I would challenge you to take the NNA's signing agent training course and notary essentials and compare that to what the people are teaching you at these notary trainers. And if it's completely different, then you need to start having a conversation with somebody because that's my problem. I'm being told to act like I'm an escrow officer, but the NNA says I'm not to act like that. So who's right? And then what does my state say? So I got two opposing people, the notary trainer and the NNA. Okay. Notary trainer, NNA. And then we have the state. And what does the state say? And based off of what the state says, determines who's right. However, we could almost say that it's hard for the notary trainers to be correct concerning my state when they're saying I'm not in your state in the first place. So when you're telling me that I'm supposed to be doing things as a notary or in the execution of my notary skills, how can I really believe that if you're not even looking at my state laws and you're basing them off of what you do in your state? And now the question becomes this. Okay, I take training from this trainer who's in, we're going to use Montana, and you telling me to do XYZ. Let me read your state law and see if you allow, if your state law said you're supposed to be doing XYZ. Because if their state law doesn't support that, then why the heck are you telling me to do it? That's a good one there, y'all. If your state law doesn't tell you, doesn't have you doing the stuff that you're telling me to do, then why are you telling me to do that? That's the question. No, I have not been told that. Okay. Good, good. So look, let me get out of here. I was supposed to have been done. I was supposed to only been up here 45 minutes. I done got rolled. I saw that site, that daggone. Oh my goodness. As with anything, there's consumer protection laws. And people who are selling things of any sort supposed to abide by consumer protection laws, and there are consumer protection laws within your state. You probably need to go and learn them. And there is no loophole exemption for notary stuff. Consumer protection laws protect people who are paying money for goods and services. And if they're selling you goods and services within the confines of your state, even though it's over the internet, then they need to be abiding and respecting and honoring those consumer protection laws in your state. because the people who you pay have an obligation, has what is called a fiduciary duty to you to do right by you. And I don't care how much it is. They have a fiduciary duty to do right by you. And if they're not doing right by you, that's a problem. You trip over your kids not being treated right by teachers. You need to make sure people are treating you right within this notary business. I mean, if I'm wrong, then help me, correct me. But you're spending money to be in this business off of somebody telling you stuff, and then you figure out and find out, wait a minute, everything that they told me is not true. It doesn't apply here. And the only thing they can say is, oh, well, I mean, that's that's your state. I'm just going by what's in my state. Then why are you running your mouth and telling me? Because they're telling you come to me before they ever tell you, and they only tell you about, well, my state stuff after you come to them, after you done drop some ducats, and then next thing you know, you like, I'm in it to win it. After your 45-day trial, and on the 46th day, you realize, oh, snap. Now you got to finish paying them, and you don't like what they even taught you. You don't even want the course no more, but you still got to pay them and everything. So let me get up out of here. And like you said, what does training the handling of documents mean? We talked about that before. I got to go, y'all. I'm out. Look, appreciate y'all as always. Thank you very much. Wow, 50 people. Somebody must be spying on me. I wonder how many of those folk out of that 50 goes, how many of y'all spying on me? Running back. Yeah, Griff talks about. Look, I've been talking smack. Okay, this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. But that thing belittling us like a standard notary public. Oh, I mean, how dare you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to put that back up again. How dare you? How dare you call me a standard notary public? How dare you? Oh, oh my goodness. That just got me fired up even more. Like a standard notary public. And the stuff that you're saying, a signing agent isn't a no, the notary public is the official. Signing agent is not an official. The notary public is. Ain't nan one of us taking oath as a signing agent. Do you see the tomfoolery that they're putting up here? I know y'all, I know Q about to say, man, I thought you're supposed to be. I'm trying to get off. But do you see the tomfoolery like a notary public, a signing agent is an official of integrity appointed? What's homework, y'all? Homework, homework for everybody. I want to know a state that goes around appointing signing agents because that just clicked in when I read this again. A signing agent is an official of integrity appointed by the state. I need to know what states are definitively, specifically appointing signing agents. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I got to throw it out there. I need to know who did what, who did this. Oh, this thing that I was just showing is this Notary of America. And if they want to get mad at me and come at me, have at it. I got legal shield. I ain't scared of nobody. But you put your stuff out here and it has to be questioned. I'm sitting up here. So like here, some a notary signing agent course is not required to become a notary. To act as a notary signing agent. You don't even need to act as a signing agent. Because you're a notary, you can do this. You can notarize the signatures on documents. You don't need a call the NNA and ask them. They're gonna get mad at me if y'all do that and flood their phone line, ask you on that. But call the NNA and ask them, do you really have to be a signing agent? From what they told me, and they record their phone call, you don't have to be a signing agent. This is just to ensure that you know the proper things to do, or really not, or what not to do. But everybody is harping on titles, and this is where we get caught up at. People get caught up on titles and everything, become the signing agent, because signing agents are notaries. The expiration date of the signing agent's commission is generally the same as signing agent commission. Oh my. Mm, mm. Ooh, y'all about to have me speaking in tongues in here. Hold up. I'm sorry. Hold up. Hold up. And good, and thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Where? Hold up. Hold up. Where the heck is that thing at? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. When do signing agent commissions expire? When do signing, unless I'm reading this wrong, y'all. Unless I'm reading this wrong. I'm gonna drop the bump it. I'm putting it here. Here. There you go. There's the link, y'all. Y'all go check it out yourself and compare this to what your state says. And then to comply with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau regulate. Okay, see okay, now I got to go. Is any of this even required? Is it, because if that's the case, then daggone it, anything dealing with loan documents, that mean loan mods and all of that. Mm, mm. Okay, see, they about to take me down the rabbit hole. Okay, folk, my wife knows how I am. Folk, like they say, a dog on a bone. I'm on. I got to go and check all of this out to comply with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau regulations. Okay, now I got to. I'm not saying that it's not true, but this is the first time I ever heard that. This is the first time I've ever heard that. I ain't never heard that. That I got that. Mm, mm. Oh. Mm, mm. Okay, I was going to leave y'all, but I can't now. I can't, because I just saw something else in here that ain't right. This requirement is meant to help protect personal financial data and prevent mortgage fraud. Background checks are not required for standard notaries. What about the notaries and title offices that don't go through? Hmm? What about the this standard notaries? Oh my goodness, you're putting us down. You're putting me down. Look. Oh my goodness. Anything dealing with a mortgage will fall under this. That means UPS or any other entity out there. That means no one who's touching a mortgage should be doing it. That means no one's supposed to be told, just go find a notary and have them notarize your loan modification or your seller's package or your buyer's package. I mean, I've had people do that. People have come to me outside of the title company because the title company never contacted me, never went. They said, go find a notary. Here's your documents. I've had people do that, call me up. Hey, Griff, I found your information, and And my title company told me to go find a notary. So to me, that's a lie. That's a lie because you can take your documents to UPS because they're doing what? Notarizing the signature. To prevent mortgage fraud is that you verify the signatures. You verify the identity of the person and make sure their signatures match. That's how you prevent fraud. That's what notaries do. That's what we're commissioned to do. We don't need a background check in order to be qualified to do that. And they want my money to be a part of their network. Bump that. They're on their own. No. Background checks are not required for standard notaries. I'm like, wow. And then you don't have all 50 states up here, and you talking that kind of smack. oh, oh, See, this is where somebody need to do a deep dive in who put this site up and who are the people behind this site and where did they get their training from? Who trained them? Which notary trainer did they learn and get stuff from? This is segregation, y'all. This is notary segregation. And I might have to do a video. I might have to do a video on that because this is notary segregation here. They're making it seem like if you're not a signing agent, you ain't about nothing. This is notary segregation. And I don't like that. And those of you who out there who've been in this business longer than me, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, and even for those who ain't been in the business as long as me, tell me how is this not notary segregation? You're a standard notary, a signing agent, but then you can't be a signing agent unless you're a notary. So who holds the trump card? You get what I'm saying? You can't even do signing agent stuff unless you are a notary, but then you're talking about you're just a standard notary. And I'm gonna say this: people who look like me in skin color are the main ones who are running around out here worried about titles, whether they are a notary or a signing agent or a certified signing agent or a gold seal certified signing agent or a triple diamond plus signing agent, like a damn Amway salesperson. It's us. And folk out there of all other colors and races are using that to take your money. Yep, I'm going to be just like really big time on this one. I'm sorry, people. You look at the state of the notary world. Who's trying to take all the training? And I'm gonna just say it straight up. They're aiming for you young ladies because they know the black female is more concerned about education than any other race out there, any other demographic group. I mean, not race, but any other demographic group. The black female. And y'all know this. I know I'm digging deep. I know I'm getting deep in it. Let me take another bite of my donut. I'm gonna need some donut power on this one. They playing on your fears. They're playing on your emotions. If you stop and sit back and look at this business logically, you'll realize there's a bunch of BS going on out here. Stuff that's being said and told to do in this business that it don't need to be said and told and done. But the reason why I started doing YouTube is because the young lady talked to me, told me she heard me on there, and I kept doing YouTube. I just did it just to say, hey, I'm doing it. But she's a young lady named Leslie, wonderful young lady. I see her from time to time, and she's doing great in the business. Got her some wonderful direct clients, all of that. Doing excellent. Very inspiring to see her. When I see her, it's very inspiring. But then as I kept going and doing YouTube, I kept running across a lot of black women, and I didn't realize how many was in this business. And all of them was talking the same talk about, I got to get educated, I got to learn this business. And I'm like, you don't realize that you don't need to have a college degree to do this business. You don't need to be super highly educated and take 15 trainings to do this business. But people, they see that in y'all and they're taking that. And y'all are missing the small, simple aspect of this business. That all you got to do is make sure you understand your state laws as it pertains to proper notarization. But you think you need to do all this other stuff. You think you need to be in all these other groups and all of this other stuff. And that's going to give you the opportunity. And I spend more time talking to young ladies out there, especially black women. And this is nothing against those the white ladies here. I'm just being honest with you, as y'all know I would be. But I spend more time talking to black women trying to figure out how to move forward in this business because you're stuck on trying to be perfect in this business, and you don't have to be perfect. You just got to be thorough in accordance with your state law. And you're probably looking and saying, well, how come these other races of women are doing good in the business? Because they're doing one thing and one thing only, being thorough in accordance with their state law. That's all I'm doing. And you're getting caught up in trying to be perfect, trying to show people that you're the smartest person in the room, and you don't have to do that because the only people that's in the room is you and the signers, not the signing company, not the title company, not the lender. They're not in the room with you. To show them that you know what you're doing is to make sure that those documents are notarized properly in accordance with your state law, regardless of where they was created at. I don't care they came from Texas, California, New Mexico, whoever. But if they come in your state, you got to do it in accordance with your state law. And because you don't understand that, that's why you're struggling. Take it for what it's worth. But that's the truth of the matter. And when I see sites like that, they're playing on your fears. They're making you think that there's this difference that you got. Oh, I can't just be a notary. I got to be this. Prove to me that I really have to be that. Ask the questions and stop being afraid. This is your money, your business. As a business owner, it is your responsibility to make sure that what anybody tells you that you need to be doing or paying to do, that is right. See, with a W 2 mindset, you're constantly looking for people to tell you what to do, and then you just do it. Okay, I'm gonna just do it. You listen to this here. How I don't know how many people I've told get your profile straight, done videos on how to get your profile straight. And then I talk to people, oh, no, I ain't did it. What are you waiting on? You waiting on me to do it for you? You waiting on your trainer to do it for you? Who you just fix your profile. Look at my profile. Go to notaryresume.com, type in 23464 zip code, see my resume, and you'll understand what I'm talking about, how to do your profile. And then 2 months later, I talk to people, oh, no, I ain't done it yet. I ain't getting no orders. Look at your profile. I'm a new notary. Can somebody please give me a chance? I ain't give you no chance. Stop begging. Prove to me that you're a good notary. Tell me that you understand what you're doing, that you know what to do as a notary or notary signing agent or loan signing agent. I don't care. Can you show me that you know what the heck you're doing and not screw it up? Can you communicate that in your profile? They do look at your profile, but many of these so-called trainers have done what? Told you they don't. They don't look at the profile. They just look at how close you are. Well, if that's the case, then why people keep getting asked to go drive an hour for a daggone notary assignment? Keep being told drive an hour for a notary assignment, and many of you not getting picked because your profiles are weak. But you don't want to listen to Griff. But you keep spending money on all this other stuff, and you're not getting the main thing straight. See, the trainers and the people who do these events aren't the ones that's hiring you to be a notary for them to do these closings. All right. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. There's a video out there called "Your Profile Will Separate You from Them." I did a video um out here. Let me see. Let me show y'all this because I do need to bounce. All right. So let me show y'all how to do this here. All right. Simply put. All right. So I'm not even logged into YouTube here. I don't think. No, I'm not. So this is on. So if you type in Griffin Notary profile, just Griffin Notary, the word profile. Where is it? Normally it pops up. Normally it's the first thing. Stop. Here it is. Your profile will separate you from them. That video right there. Any video you want, you can just type in the Griffin Notary. I copy it, drop it in here. Just a good, you don't need a professional headshot, just a decent headshot. Basically on a plain, solid colored background, about right up, you know, about maybe 3 or 4 or 5 inches below your chest up, or maybe just your shoulder, mid chest and up, just so they can see your face. That's it. You know, your profile will separate you from there. I don't forgot what the other video I was getting ready to look up. Dang, I don't forgot that quick. But that's how, your profile will separate you from them. Simple, easy video. And what was the other video I was getting ready to show? I was just talking about. I don't forgot that quick. I don't forgot that quick. But going, what was I getting ready to say? Um, going out, I forgot already. Never mind. But nonetheless, I was getting ready to show y'all something before we got out of here, something else, and then I saw that you wanted that profile. Oh, I remember now. I got it now. All right. Notary resume. Notaryresume.com. 23464. That's my zip code. And here I am. This is my profile. Here I outline FHA, VA, HELOC, conventional, reverse mortgage, loan application, loan modification, debt settlements, debt deed resigns, trailing docs. All of this stuff that I do for the residential, commercial, SBA, and non-SBA loans, non-mortgage assignments, safe deposit box witnessing. Haven't done that yet, but I will if somebody want me to. Door knocks, class action, Camp Lejeune, CPAP, etc. IRA, JG Wentworth. I'm outlining who I am and what I'm willing to do for these people. When they read my profile, if they take time out, and not everybody reads it, but they take time out, they're like, oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha. I explain what I'm there to do, as opposed to, and I hate to do it and hope people don't, I'm not picking on anybody. Matter of fact, I can't even think of, hold up, I ain't even gonna pick somebody from my area. Um, Somebody throw a zip code out there for me. My zip code is 23464. Somebody give me a quick zip code. Somebody zip code in your area, so nobody don't think I'm picking on them from my area. Any zip code. I just need one, so I can type in. All right, 23225. Okay, I'm just gonna grab somebody. Let's grab Daniel. Let's look at Daniel. All right, Daniel, this ain't I ain't picking at you, okay? I'm just pointing something out here. This is profile. I ensure that the borrower has a great signing experience and correctly fills out all of the form. This is fair use, YouTube. This is for critique, criticism, for training purposes. I make sure that the P core, right, the notice of cancel, all of the major are filled out completely and signed. So that tells me he more than likely sound like somebody in California. Okay. All right. Because this P core primary change of residence is not something that is for every, I think it's primarily for California. So to put that in your profile, a company may not understand what that is because they're not doing something for California. Notice of right to cancel, 1003. Okay. I like to say loan application. All major documents are filled out completely and signed and dated properly. You're not talking about how far you're willing to travel. None of that. How you accommodate people. There's a lot to me that's missing there. Okay. And this is a public profile, you know. So, all right, let's go with Ladell. Okay. So, this is for critique person, fair use YouTube critique. This is not to put anybody down, but this is just to point out for training purposes. This is notary resume, Wanda. Notary resume. So originally it talks about where he's from, raising this. Now again, Liddell, this is just pointing out from a critique standpoint of what signing companies want. So you ask a signing company, what are they looking for? You're here as a notary. So you're talking about um I was able to obtain useful lifelong wisdom by contributing special services, different employees, but not limited to registered architects. It said, okay, so question is, how does that help me understand who you are as, what you can do as a notary? Then it goes into, I have also been able to develop personal, comprehensive, dynamic skills. Um, okay, hardworking, empathetic. I attend grades pre-K to 12, going into my double digits. I attend specialized junior high schools. All I also have a phenomenal interest in personal growth, long-term wealth and potential opportunities that present themselves for purposeful benefit. I don't understand, how do I know that you are going to take care of my clients as a notary? I love to cook. I love to eat. I have passion for fashion, music, computer pro. Again, the arts of multiple college credits toward. Where's the notary part? Where's the notary part? And I don't know, this might be too still. Where's the notary part? This is one of the things that I tell notaries. When I work with notaries, that's part of my YouTube channel membership. This is one of the things I tell them. You got to put yourself in the shoe of the signing company. So even though the signing company is very neutral, you got to put your shoes in the place of yourself in the shoes of the signing company. Do you Who are you looking for? I'm looking for a notary that can do what? The job of a notary. What is the job of a notary? The job of a notary is dot, dot, dot. Now, when I read a profile, does the profile articulate to me that they're going to do the job of a notary? That's what I want. I want to know, are you going to do the job of a notary? Okay. So even still here, and this here is for training purposes only, YouTube. Hello, my name, just as my name says, any loan signings or general notary acts will be simple as I can make it. Let me help you. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm scared to look at her. Let's see what her profile says. This is all right. Traditional notary since 2012. Pride myself in being organized, This she was in our she was in she's in the chat. Um Takesha, I always mess up. Takesha. So dedicated, experienced loan signing agent and remote loaner, trained in commercial loan signings, experience with entity documents, license, insured, commission. I can work with that. I can work with that. It's telling me where she's Ron, subject matter expert, Verify, NNA certified, background screen, Notary Pro graduate, Nexus clear sign. Now that's telling me, okay, I got somebody that can do Ron stuff because she primarily does Ron. So now that tells me that okay, I can work with this. I can work with this. So she was a traditional notary. Okay, I can deal with that. Just a traditional notary, and then in 2012, and then became electronic 2015. All of this, I can work with that. That's workable. Okay, that's workable. Have extensive training in performing loan signings as well as any type of notarizations. I meticulously go over each and every document to ensure all signatures and dates and initials are properly filled out and complete. I'm kind, courteous, respectful. I will be more inclined to grab this guy. I will be more inclined to grab him. I will still, I mean, I will be more inclined. I will be more inclined. 10 years experience, have been involved in real estate closing as an investor on both buying it. See right there, because see, here's the thing. Some companies don't want, they're concerned that you might fall back into your real estate investor role or your real estate agent role. So they might be opposed to using you because it says notary for 10 years with experience and have been involved. And it's like, to me, it's like you're selling this more so than your notary part. What have you done as a notary? So just because you have and you've been involved in real estate closings as an investor does not mean you understand what to do as a notary. That's how I would look at it as a business owner. And this here is for fair use, for critique, educational purposes only, YouTube. Um, so Mr. Reinhardt, this isn't me trying to say that you're a bad person or anything or anybody, but this is public knowledge out here. This is to help people understand how a signing company may view your profile. Because you talked about that you're a notary for 10 years, but you're really saying because of this, you've been involved in real estate closing as an investor on both the buying and selling sides of the transaction. That does that mean that that makes you qualified as a notary to do the notary part? Because how many people really pay attention to what the notary does while they're buying and selling a property? They really don't. So let me hop over here before because before people think I'm picking on. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. This is how I've been told that signing companies look at us. This is how they look at us. So people say don't put your profile out there, don't tell anything in your profile. Then how do they know who you are? You get what I'm saying? So you look at the profiles and it's like, okay, would I pick that person? Does the profile exude the confidence that I think it should? When I read this profile, does that tell me, yes, I want that person to do my loan closing? If it doesn't tell you that, then how can it tell an experienced loan officer or title company, escrow company, or signing company owner that the person who has that type of profile should be trusted with $100,000 closing loan, or $80,000, I mean, or $800,000 property that's going. This is about trust. Canva ain't got nothing to do with this. Canva ain't got nothing to do with this. Should us new signing agents make these profiles now? Or should we wait till we have? No, you need to make a profile now. My suggestion to you when it comes to your profile is this: communicate that you understand how to do a loan closing, that you understand what to do as a notary. Also, communicate what you're not going to do. That's why I say, look at my profile. Look at my profile, and you'll see what I talk about that I would do and that I don't do. Let them know that, okay, I know not to double side print. I know not to leave the signing table and just leave the documents with the signers. This is the stuff that notaries are doing. Think about the stuff you hear that notaries are doing in these closings. I mean, in these Facebook groups. Put that in your profile. I don't do that. I don't. I don't come to a closing with just the signature pages. Yeah, notaries do that. I don't come to the closing and tell the signers, here's the FedEx stuff. You go ship it yourself. I was told that by a guy. He took the documents from me. He said, okay, well, when how fast do I need to get this shipped out? And I was like, no, I take care of that. He said, well, the last notary told me to ship it. And people think that I'm crazy about the way I talk on this, and I ain't sitting up here worrying about trying to sell you the next course, sell you the next this, sell you. I could be sitting up here saying hit my cash app and hit the super thanks and all that, and hit the join for the YouTube channel membership, but I ain't worried about that. None of that matters if y'all are out here doing things wrong, and you doing things wrong messes it up for me. Not you taking a low sign. I don't care if you take a $60 signing. Because if you take enough $60 signage, you made some money that builds your confidence. And guess what? That puts you in a realm of making higher pay. At least you showed yourself faithful. What do you, for those of us who go to church, those of us who have religious belief, what it says, first show yourself faithful. The story of the 10 talents, of the talents. The one guy had, I think, what, 10 talents, one got 5 talents, one got 1 talent. The person who had the 1 talent wasn't faithful with it, threw it away and buried it. We forget all of those things that we learned in church. It applies here. Show yourself faithful. But no, you don't want to show yourself faithful. I just want to get paid. Just pay me $500 a signing. Pay me $300 a signing. Why? Because I done got jacked by this sucker over here who done took all my daggone money, told me to buy 15 printers, told me to go to a daggone conference in Hawaii, and now I need to make that money back. And I'm a sucker you into giving it back to me like they suckered me into giving them my $6,000. There's so many people out here paying full-time pay to be in this business, full-time money to be in this business, and they're only working a quarter of a time. They're not even doing 12 signings a month. But you just paid money in here like you're gonna be doing this full time. You're scared to do it full time. You don't even have any intentions of doing it full time, but you just paid money like you're going to do it full time, and then you're sitting here wondering why you can't get any closer. Well, heck, you're at work all day. Well, no, I don't want to do work. I don't want to. I mean, I'm at work all day, so I can't do those signings. Okay, well then do the ones in the evening. Oh, well, I got to take a little man, and TT to practice. Well, my man or my woman, they don't really want me out like that. You know, they're a little on the jealous side, so I really can't be out at night like that. So you can't do nothing. So you done got into this business, spent all this money, and the time that you could do it, you can't because you got all these restrictions, and then you're sitting here trying to figure out what the heck done happened. I done been told by people talking about they don't even like to drive, but they done got in here to be a mobile notary. I done been told by people they don't even like people, they don't even like being around people going in folks' house, but you became a mobile notary. Why? Because somebody was making it rain. They was making it rain for you. And they told you you could make it rain. And you was like, whoo, yeah, I'm gonna make it rain, baby. Yeah. And then you realize after you took all that training, spent all that money, oh, I gotta go in somebody's house. Oh, I actually got to drive across a bridge, go under a tunnel. Oh yeah, there's men and women who don't like driving under tunnels, in tunnels, or over on them big bridges. They don't like that. Oh no, you got spouses that don't. You better be on when the lights turn on. When the street lights come on, be your butt home, which is not a good relationship to have. But there are some spouses that's like that. Men being told by their woman and women being told by their man. I'm just telling you, it's out there. You can't put all the miles on my car. You just imagine being married to somebody who trades in their car every 2 years and they want to keep the mileage under a certain thing and you want to be a mobile notary. And you done got hoodwinked into being a mobile notary, and then you start getting orders and they like, where you going? Oh, I'm gonna go. Well, that's more than 5 miles a day that you've driven. No, you can't go nowhere. You better put that. Uh-uh. And next thing you know, you try to sneak out to do a closing and they got a daggone boot on the car. I know it's funny, but I'm just telling you. Yep, they done glorified the notary life on social media. Now some people think it's a get rich quick fast. And I'm gonna stand fast. And that's why I say, even though there's some signing companies out there, they don't like me. Some of the signing companies on it don't like me because I've never really put up with their tomfoolery. But you can rely on me. You can rely on me, and I'm gonna do it right. So if you want it done right, I got you. But don't sit here and try to flim me over some stuff. I mean, I've been told by signing company, well, you need to do this and do that on the notarial certificate. I'm like, why do I need to put put notary on there when it says it on my stamp? It says notary public. Well, you need to put it on there because they might reject it. Says who? Did they say that? Well, no, they didn't. No, we didn't ask them what they rejected. We just want to make sure. We just want to be careful. I'm like, okay, well, submit it, and if they reject it, you show me proof that they rejected it. Then don't and I'll fix it, and you ain't got to pay me because I want to see them reject my notarial certificate that's in accordance with my state, where it has all the elements that my state says I need to have on there. I want to see you reject it. And if you reject it, I will fix it as long as it doesn't violate my state law and you don't have to pay me for it. That's how bold I am with this. But, I say, okay, you know what? You want that? There it is, notary. And people get all caught up in on what they want. And see, me putting my title notary on there isn't outside of because it's on my stamp. Okay, fine. Here you go, notary. But people, these trainers, these signing company owners, and I'm fine with. I get it. I get it. But I also believe that you have to make sure that what you're telling me to do is in line with my state law. And if it's in line with my state law, I'm down with it all day. I'm down with it. And I get that. And once because I think it's important for the notary to understand because I'm the one that's going to get called into court. I'm the one that's going to be getting questioned because I'm the one who did the notarization. So it's imperative for me to make sure that what I'm doing is being done correctly. I have that fiduciary responsibility. Look the word up. Because I know I did a video on that. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I did this video right here. Yeah, fiduciary duties. I told you, look, I done did all kinds. There's a video. I put it in the chat. I done did videos left and right. Fiduciary duty. Mm, How to get, and I only got 290 views on that. I need to look at this video. I need to go back and look at it. How to get lawmakers to change notary laws. Only 298 views. No, we need more than. And y'all, I'm surprised. Well, people don't understand fiduciary. You need to look at that video. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. We done had some fun tonight. Sign the settlement statement, add the settlement. Oh, no, we can't do that. Yeah, signing the settlement statement. That is not us. That is not us. That is not us. said I had some instructions that said to sign the settlement statement so it could be, no, absolutely not. No, see, yeah, yeah. Look at the video first and then tell me if it needs to be updated. Everybody and everything can't be a video from 10 minutes ago. Look, I got over 900 videos, probably about 1,000 videos out there. There's some good videos out there if y'all go look for them. If y'all go look, I'm telling you, there's some good videos out there. You'd be like, oh wow, got it. Okay. But a lot of people don't want to go back. They want fresh, they want it new today. And the stuff I'm telling you, and y'all know, and I can't say it any. Sometimes I look at my video, I'm like, I don't know how to say it any better than what I said it in that video. So, and I don't have time to go back and remake and all of that. And I'm not going to repost them and all of that and everything. But I'm telling you, when I understood what fiduciary duty meant, that's when I did that video. I was like, oh man, and I didn't know. And that's when I realized we have a fiduciary duty to do things a certain way. So when you understand the term fiduciary duty, then you will understand. You will understand. Go look up fiduciary duty and you will be like, yeah, we have that. And that's why I have this attitude that I have. And I honestly believe that if the signing company owners understood fiduciary duty and took it serious, then you wouldn't ask a notary to backdate something. You wouldn't ask a notary to change this, that, and the other, or to sign as a settlement statement because you have a fiduciary duty. I have a fiduciary duty to do things right. But when you don't understand that, you're doing stuff to get paid. And that's the bottom line of all this. So I know some people gonna be pissed at me, this, that, and the other. I got that. I know somebody might go, we ain't gonna hire him no more for it. No, I got that. You want to do that? That's fine. I will always find a way to make money out there. Okay. I will. I'm very tenacious and I will go out there because I do have people out there who respect and appreciate my candor, my honesty, and my willingness to do this thing right. Because when I do it right for them, it's done right for their client and everybody gets paid. And as I always say, my job is to do this job right to the best of my ability so that we all get paid. And if we're not all getting paid, then that's a problem. So I am the main one, or the last line of defense, as Bill Soroka says, against fraud. But I'm also the key to making sure that if everybody else has done their part right, I do my part right, then we all get paid. All right. Y'all have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace.